Hello everybody, it's Outline Man and today we got another video for you. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the Nintendo Switch 2 Gamecube online service. We have this quick web page to say from TRG Game Changing Stories, and this is just funny. I just thought this was very hilarious. So we're going to go ahead and read it. Nintendo Switch Online's GameCube classics are off to a good start on a Nintendo Switch 2, though I did spot one slight issue in my hands-on. All right, so they're all through a great start. So this is our start. So we got Zelda Wind Waker, F-Zero GX, Super Mario Strikers, and we got Soul Calibur 2. So the funny part about this is it was really just these three at the beginning. Like, if y'all had the Switch 2 on release, it was Zelda, F-Zero, and Soul Calibur 2. And then they snuck this in like somewhat time in July. So hopefully they sneak in Pokemon Coliseum at some point, because I'm wondering, where's Pokemon Coliseum? I kind of get why Soul Calibur 2 is here, but I didn't know why Soul Calibur 2 was here. But y'all know I was so hyped, I had the GameCube controller. Look at me go. I'm pressing the buttons and everything. The GameCube controller is a beast. Wait, where the camera at? There you go. GameCube controller. This that Nintendo GameCube controller. Look, the buttons click like they be clicking. Them the buttons. Them the buttons for Smash Bros. If you ever play Smash Bros, you know them buttons. Can we get Melee on here so I can click these buttons? I can't click these buttons on these games. All right, so anyway, let's go ahead and read the article a little bit more. You'll be able to play classic GameCube games on Nintendo Switch 2 the same day the console launches on June 5th. Only these three. Don't let them fool you. Anyway, that's it. But now you can play, right as of this day, you can play this. But anyway, that's a sentence that still doesn't feel quite real to me. But as someone who grew up playing the boxy Purple Wonder, I'm glad that it's true. So we got the boxy Purple Wonder controller. All right. As part of the recent trip to Paris for a Nintendo Switch 2 hands-on event, check out my full Nintendo Switch 2 impression. So if y'all want to check them out, go ahead. I'll probably put the link to this website in there so y'all can check it out for yourself. I had the chance to play a couple of these GameCube classics via the newly rebranded Nintendo Classics Library on the Nintendo Switch Online. And I came away pretty impressed by their implementation, noticing significant improvements to the emulation over the Nintendo 64 library in particular. Well, okay. Image quality, input responsiveness, and the general game selection are all winners here. However, I did experience one performance-related issue specific to one game that I do hope can be addressed before launch. But otherwise, I think it's safe to say that the Switch 2's GameCube support will be off to a strong start. Is there any more to this, or is that about it? Before getting to the meat of things, I'll begin off with what you can expect from Nintendo Switch Online's GameCube library on Switch 2. 3 games will be announced at the launch of June 5th, so they do address that: The Legend of Zelda, Wind Waker, Soul Calibur 2, and F-Zero GX. Thank you. We can expect games like Super Mario Strikers, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, Chibi Robo. Please don't give us Chibi Robo. Do that last. And Pokemon Coliseum, and more to arrive later. I'm very happy with these choices, as the initial 3 all featured in my personal game picks when I wrote about which titles I'd like to see in the Switch 2 GameCube library before their direct announcement. The GameCube Nintendo Classics library will be available exclusively for Nintendo Switch 2. That's kind of bogus. As part of the Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack tier, games can be played solo and in local or online multiplayer, but you will still be dealing with split screen view for the later in some cases. Save states and full controller rebending are also supported. All right, so is that it? Was that they go a GameCube? I know the GameCube controller is right there. Look at that GameCube controller. That one, the black one though. Y'all gotta have the purple one. That's what Nintendo giving y'all. Who got this old GameCube controller here? What y'all doing out here? That's not quite right. Anyway, so let's move on to the games then. At the event, I was able to play Soul Calibur 2 handily. One of the best fighting games of all times, and F-Zero GX, a childhood favorite and arguably one of the best racing games ever made. I don't know about that. Like, I don't hear nobody talking about F-Zero GX too much. We probably going to try it on channel, but I ain't never played it, and I ain't heard nobody say nothing about it. I could try it, though. It's there. It's just, I'm waiting on Pokemon Coliseum, even though I like Pokemon Coliseum. I like these. All right, and what immediately struck... I like Wind Waker, but I like the Wind Waker that they had on the Wii U, because they gave you a better Wind Waker on Wii U. Even though people didn't like it, I loved it. That one on the Wii U was good. All right. What immediately struck me with both games was the incredible image quality on the Nintendo Switch 2. I don't know what emulation solution Nintendo is working with here, but the games looked incredibly clean, even on a larger display. I don't know if it looked incredibly clean. It looked like a game, but I mean, it looked all right. But come on, we glazing this a little bit. That wouldn't look clean. All right. What's more, both games were capable of outputting a 16:9 widescreen image on the GameCube, and options remain in the Nintendo Switch 2 versions. There's no weird on-the-line cropping either, and they look just as good here as they do in their pixel perfect 4:3 aspect ratio. So this guy must have played the game at Nintendo Showcase, and they had it working good. Now, when you play it on that Nintendo Switch 2 online, it's going to be rougher than that. Like, that's the funny part. Like, it's going to be rougher than that. And that online on Soul Calibur 2 going to be kind of bad sometimes. But at least it has it. The original never had it, so that there's something there. I'll need more testing on the front to make extra sure, but I also didn't register any notable input lag in both games. Oh, man. I was noticing some lag. All right, given Soul Calibur 2 and F-Zero GX respective genres and super precise gameplay. Soul Calibur 2 is super precise. Come on, man. This was back on the GameCube. But anyway, this is something Nintendo simply had to get right. And it does seem like the work has been put in to allow for as seamless a play experience as possible. Wow. What this man talking about? This is great. All right. Who up gaming they cube? Who up gaming they cube? It is funny. I love this. This is great. As I alluded to earlier, I do have one slight concern when it comes to performance. Soul Calibur 2 was pretty spotless, aside from a slight hitch when loading the start of one battle. F-Zero GX was more of a worry, as there were multiple hiccups throughout the handful of races I played. Oh, there we go. So you told me it was lag free, but now you got some hiccups coming in here. It's hicking up, isn't it? Upon reflection, I don't necessarily think there is a frame rate issue as initially assumed. Nintendo Switch Online requires an online connection, and the number of stalls at the event could have impacted the overall. No. When you get that game gonna stall because that frame pacing is bad. And that frame rate is 960. And when whatever it is, and this, in fairness, is how some of these games were back in the day too. But Nintendo emulation need to get a little bit up to par. But anyway, we're gonna stop it right there. I'm looking forward to that Path of Radiance, like they said. Can't wait for that. What else we got? I don't think they're gonna put Mario Sunshine in there. They need to put Smash Brothers Melee in there. They need to put in Pokemon Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness. Get both of them in there. What else was on the on the GameCube, guys? Like, was there anything? Tales Symphonia was on there, but I mean, what's the point of that? Um, I don't know too much of what was on the GameCube. I had one. I definitely had one, but I was just playing Pokemon all day. I was playing Pokemon and Mario Sunshine, and I didn't care about nothing else. And oh yeah, Twilight Princess was on there, but I'd rather had the Wii U version of that one too. Like the Wii U was making Twilight Princess and Wind Waker good, so I don't know what happened after that. We just said forget to port Wind Waker HD. I don't know why they didn't port Wind Waker HD, but yeah, what all was on the GameCube? Is that it? Y'all gonna have to tell me later on. I might have to check out some of the archives because I don't remember everything on it. I might have to look at it. But let me know what you think. This is Nintendo Switch Online. The controller is great. And you can play this controller on all your other Nintendo Switch games. And you can remap buttons to some extent. So this controller loud. That controller loud. That controller just be now you just be hitting buttons. You be playing Smash Brothers with this. You can play Smash Bros. Ultimate. Oh, it worked great for Smash Bros. Ultimate. It worked way better than the Switch Pro controller. This is your controller. Unless you're gonna get one of those modded Wavebird controllers, then that might be your controller. But if you ain't got that and you want to be official, this is your controller. Anyway, I'll see y'all in that next one. Take care and remember, everybody. Have a good time and go ahead and play y'all one of these Nintendo games. Okay, not those. They got advertisement by them games. Go ahead and play y'all one of these Nintendo games. Hopefully we can get Pokemon Coliseum and Path of Radiance next. Don't give us that Robo, whatever that was. Don't give us that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Give us some good stuff. All right, everybody. I'll see y'all and take care. Peace.